Hello, and welcome to the stream. My name is JD Grouspitz, lead singer and streaming talent of Malignant Bear, and we are live on this Friday evening with Doki Doki Literature Club. That's right, we're doing another visual novel. Today is World Book Day, and that specifically is in homage of the fact that today is the anniversary of quite a few famous authors dying, most notably among them Shakespeare and Miguel de Cervantes. But so today is World Book Day in homage of that. It's just weird that a bunch of famous authors would all die on the same day. And I figured for World Book Day, let's do something book adjacent. Let's join a literature club. You can hear the background music from the game right now. So, full disclaimer before we jump in. This is a metagame. This is not what it looks like on the tin. This is a psychological horror game. I won't say too much more about it than that. If you're easily disturbed, especially with mental horror, probably don't want to jump into this. That said, I've never played this game. I've never even seen it played. I just know of it. I received some warning prior to the decision to stream this from some other members of the band. So, that said, again, I know this is it's a visual novel. It's supposed to look cutesy and fun and silly, and it's really not. We'll see how this goes. Given the subject matter of it, from the little bit that I do know, depending on how intense it gets, how deep, and what it requires out of the meta elements, there's things that I just might not be able to show. So again, we'll just see how this goes. But yeah, let's jump in. The first thing that we're going to see how it goes is capturing the game footage. This game crashes like it's its job when I try to capture it. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, here we have the 4 members of the Doki Doki Literature Club. I assume so, at least. I don't know. I don't know what their names are or anything. We're just gonna jump in and go. Why not? Please enter your name. Space. Hey! What's the button to... Oh, no. Is it just click? I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again! But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say it like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Grouspitz. Well, if people would stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you didn't have it in you to be mean even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, sorry. Cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Grouspitz, have you decided on a club to join yet? Club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. One of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Oh no, are we playing as a NEET? Well, I guess he's in school at least, but you're on a dangerous road there, friend. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Oh yeah, she knows. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're just not used to the real world. Girl, she knows. Oh yeah, you're gonna see the mouse the entire stream, by the way. Sorry about that, I just considered that. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why'd I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worried so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. See how my throat does going through this? This is why I was worried about doing 3 days in a row, because I knew that the final day was this. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sori wants me to check out some clubs. I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori. Sori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. Look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. No what? Well, you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Oh, meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. And that said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday that I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here! I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Grosspitz, what a nice surprise! Welcome to the club! All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Kawaii, desu. Yeah, I guess they're... I don't know. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. It sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right! It's great to see you again, Grosspitz. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica? Oh god. The character's a loser. Come sit down, Grosspits. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, got a little too excited. How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentions, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to my table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. Wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Baka. Oh god. Oh god. We're going full weeb with this. I knew we would, but... I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for you, you know, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. He carefully places a tea cup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that they're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow into this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Even though I don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Grosspits, what kind of things do you like to read? Well... Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Nah, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The levels of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh? Why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Grosspitz? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we're back to the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... Grosspitz... You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. Yeah, I feel kind of bad. Jeez. Am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. It really just came for the cupcakes. I would be super pissed. And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over me once more. Grosspitz, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Grosspitz, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sawyer and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Choose your waifu. Alright. Just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Where's the mouse? Okay. Ooh. How come only 3 of them are there? Why is Monica not there? That's weird. Let's see. Trying to think which girl's gonna like which thing. So Yuri is the quiet, I guess almost emo one. So she's gonna like probably Graveyard and Cage, maybe Nightgown. Natsuki is the tsundere one. She's gonna like Desire and Love. And Sayori is the happy-go-lucky one. This is tricky. Let's go with Vibrant. Starscape. Ooh, she like that, okay. Some of these words are really dark. Secretive? Okay. Suicide. Wow, okay. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Determination. Yeah, Yuri's really liking this. Okay. Bliss. Okay. Fantasy. Yeti! What else? Unrestrained. Music. Okay. Entropy. Wow, that's... we're getting really dark. It's intense. Together. Okay. Happiness. Romance. Oh, Tenacious. We gotta go with Tenacious. Tenacious D. Dream. There's a lot of darker ones here. Jump. Why not? Yes. Precious. Doki Doki. Doki Doki, by the way, is like your heartbeat. It's Doki Doki. As far as I know. It's supposed to be cute. And what else do we have here? Comfort and adventure. It's just a mishmash of words there. Hi again, Grosspitz. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone is already hanging out. You lazy. Thanks, everyone, for keeping your promise, Crossbits. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sorry, told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't hear the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki suddenly finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. I'm gonna take a water break real quick, 1 second. I'm going to need to drink quite a bit during this. I learned my lesson after the, I guess, Monster Prom, and more so after Hatable Boyfriend, that did a number on my throat. Manga's literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Graspitz always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Grospitz can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh no, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's nothing, really. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What to do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. Because that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How could this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Let me mute again for a second and move my chair a little bit. I'm like hunched kind of weird for this for some strange reason. Yeah, I guess I should mention, over the course of this past week, I purchased a new chair and keyboard. I'm getting used to both. They're quite nice, though. Anyway, now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Actually, 1 second. I'm gonna turn that down, these things down ever so slightly. So I can sit back a little bit and still be, okay, yeah. Want to make sure I'm still over the music. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. I'm supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this. Guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. That's the point, dude. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read. Probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably going to seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do things, or we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Aha, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Oh. Ah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. They fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're gonna have less fun time for anime, you know? You need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. Glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. What I do best. It's a problem. What about you? Look out for me better than you look out for yourself. Still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glances around at herself. How's it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. Run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair's just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. There's toothpaste stain on your collar right here. Try to wipe off the stain with my finger. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't really care about that. Hey, you meanie. You don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Start to button her blazer from the bottom. See how much better it looks. You'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking about how weird it would be to have a friend who does all these kind of things. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. This one's so hard to close. I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Oh no. Does this thing even fit you properly? I did when I bought it. If you ever buttoned it, you wouldn't have noticed that sooner that doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Just don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... It feels strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that. But it's so stuffy. Ooh, it's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like that. And you take care of me better than anybody else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Dude, go for it. What's wrong with you? Oh my god. She's kawaii? She's known you? She cares about you? Dude. Something bad's gonna happen to her, I know it. That's the psychological horror element, isn't it? Oh god. I hate that I'm probably right. 1 second. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Did it crash? It totally crashed. I clicked outside the window for a split second. Okay. Let's see here. For some reason, this game just like really hates when you do that. I'm curious where it's saved. Come on. Pick up the game again. Where did it... No, are you kidding me? It didn't save. It didn't save at all. Okay, so we just have to auto through everything. 1 second here. That's... Why does this game crash like that? Oh, it kept my name, though. This skips really fast, isn't it? Okay. Let's write our poem again. Let's see. Peaceful. I guess it's different words this time. Memories. Let's see. Peace. It's like random too. Okay, I'm fine with this. Adventure. Calm. Raindrops. Dream. Kitty. Music. I feel like we picked that one before. Lust. Ooh, she likes that one. Okay. I don't know. Dark. That's weird. Okay, I didn't think that would be her. Whisper. Comfort. Kawaii. Marriage. Passion. Sunset. Starscape. Special. Tenacious. We gotta pick Tenacious again. Okay, I'm gonna save right here, since apparently that's a thing that I have to do. Or it'll skip through a bunch of this. I don't wanna skip again because it's gonna be like super fast and go through way too far. So I'm just mashing the spacebar. My apologies if you hear it. My new keyboard is a little bit louder than the last one. How embarrassing. That's the meta element. The game just crashes sometimes. Okay, it looks like it's the same conversation, which is fine. So we'll skip through to after the part where it was obvious that Sayori is best girl. It's interesting that it kept my character's name, but nothing else. So it clearly didn't, and it didn't pull that from Steam, then it's not my Steam name. So it's saving something. Come on, just keep going, keep skipping. Okay, here we go. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. Eh? I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Eh? Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Grosspitz, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yurei reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Should I show my poem to first? Monica, why not? I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed so eager to read my poem that I want her to know I'm putting an effort. Hi, Grosspitz. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever had any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, I want to share your poem, with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Uh-huh. Don't worry, Grosspitz. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had these sort of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has this kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. Could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. It's the best way to find out the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late, my retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. That's... what? So, what do you think? It's, very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What's the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. Been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous about talking like deep stuff like that because it's coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. It's not a bad idea. So just move your hand and go along with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Let's see what the Tsundere thinks. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. That checks out. Yeah, I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. It's like, I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it makes it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Save Sayori for last. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. It's your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. Couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to the new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's something you can't be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. You're in a small room. She can definitely hear you. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Your handwriting's interesting. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Emo kid. Nothing wrong with that then. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking about that at all. But it took you a long time to read. I wonder if that line changes based on how long that did take me to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Huh? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Grospitz. Really? I must have totally missed the point. How did you... I hate myself in this game. As the player's characters... He's dumb. How does he not get it? I mean, he doesn't get the social cues of Sayori. He doesn't get the symbolism in the poem. I mean, I'll admit, like, I'll pause here and kind of soapbox for a little bit. I'm fairly well educated, I'd like to think, and I picked up on that. I guess maybe as a high school student, and given that he's, a borderline NEET, he might not, but come on, man. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. I'm just guzzling water. Oh my goodness. Only one choice left. Oh my goodness. So good, Grospitz. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Haha. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Are you sure you didn't just like it because I wrote it? Eh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Grospitz poem, and that makes it feel extra special. I usually call those songs, and forfeit the royalties to them to other people. Thanks, Huey. Like, I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really just happy that you wrote one. Reminds me of how you are when you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Grospitz. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, Trying new things like this for other people? That's something that really only good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. And then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. There you go. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah? I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Pardon me. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. You're asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? Why did I struggle with that? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. There's a couple things going on there that concern me a little bit. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least makes me feel better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. La la la, Gary's way. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. That was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Phew. Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. It's a little more stressful than I anticipated. Everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's just a literature club after all. I didn't even get to read my own. Like, I picked a bunch of words and there's no way they went together. I guess that's just what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Graspitz did too. I might have been coerced into that. I mean, not that I disliked it, but, you know, I'd better. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some of my suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Graspitz liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Graspitz appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh, and how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Graspitz started showing up. What? Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... Doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me, as if they noticed I was standing there. Graspitz? She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. As if she'd get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have figured it out. Help me explain that to her, Graspitz. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting to yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Graspitz? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. Whatever I agree with, I'll probably think more highly of me. No option for Monica again. That's weird. Help me, third party. Natsuki? Suki glances at me, drawing up any words I had in my mouth, so instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Eh? Yeah, everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Graspitz. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for those to inject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? It's exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. Love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori stands up triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. This is why Sayori is vice president. Whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Haha. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well... my goodness. I guess that just means Sayori's amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. It makes two of us. Count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. I'd only get a chance to talk to her a little bit more. Okay, everyone. Now it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun! I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Graspitz, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It's a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and maybe you learn something from your friends too, so your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kind of poems everyone likes. Let's save again while I'm thinking about it. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those that I want to impress, and nod to myself with newfound determination. Graspitz, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. It's the kind of thing happen often. No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make such good friends with you. You know, Graspitz, it's nice to get to spend time with you in the club. I was about to make a joke about in the club or in the club. I stopped myself. But seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think that everyone really likes you too. That's... every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Harem anime time. Just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. Pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Poem writing time. Let's see, pleasure. Promise. Heart. chocolate. Precious. Games. Waterfall. Heartbeat. Dance. Ooh, Kitty and Tenacious in the same one. That's a tricky one. Tenacious. Unrequited. It's interesting that Sayori dances for that one. But yeah, we won't comment on that. At least not yet. Lucky. Secretive. Starscape. Swimsuit. Doki Doki. Romance. Cute. Kawaii, so we'll have cute twice. Of course. And, extreme. We'll save right here, actually, after our choices. That seems like a good one. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Graspitz! Yo, Sayori. What up, girl? It's like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple way to get you in a good mood. I guess it's always the simple things with you anyways. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't you take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why is that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open, then turns it upside down and lets its contents spill out onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so that only leaves one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Grospitz to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Oof. I didn't mean that. I get too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that... You were right, though. I did something bad now, and I have to accept the revolution. What? Retribution. Okay, I was like, Okay, so she screwed up, but not... It wasn't like a weird translation or something. I don't even know who made this. I have no idea. Retribution. That! Still, coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside of us all, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me a little more credit than that, Sayori. Hiya! Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow! What was... A cookie! Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you. Then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though, Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly claps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're getting through a lot just over one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Bakers can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, what do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey, did you seriously just do that? Mouth full, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Geez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. Where's Monika anyways? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me. Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monika quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music, Monika. I don't, really. It just kind of started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play sometime for us, Monika. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! Sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Grospitz. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. Did I miss anything? Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapades. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. Looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow finished her entire cookie. Yuri's back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Grospitz! Sayori suddenly comes up to me. I'm gonna get some supplies from another classroom. Want to come with me? Supplies? What for? Well, the festival's coming up. Me and Monika were gonna make some posters and stuff. So need to go find some crayons, markers, and glue sticks. Ah, I see. Sure, I'll go with you. Yay! Okay, Monika, we'll be back soon. Are you going with Grospitz to get the supplies? There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him. Aw, but I wanted to go. It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms and stuff. Okay. It was just a suggestion. So you can find poster paper too, okay? Okay. Ready, Grospitz? Yep, let's go. Let's take a drink. Sayori and I exit the club room. I follow behind as Sayori hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Hey Sayori, what exactly are you doing for the festival anyway? Not sure how you would make an event out of literature. Heh. Me and Monika have it all planned out, don't you worry. Is that so? Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance. Performance? Of what kind? Well, everyone's gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. Ah, that sounds kind of dull? Grospitz, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems. It's about performing them. Like, you say the lines of the poem like, Between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. That was intense. What? Like that! Sayori, how do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible to take you seriously when you talk like that. You meanie. Working super hard on this, you know? I know. I just meant it's pretty unordinary in contrast to your cute self. Don't say that, it's embarrassing. I guess that means I'm doing a good job. Yeah, I guess so. I'm so excited. Festival's gonna be so much fun. Sorry, spins herself around in the hallway again. Hey Grospitz, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission. The mission, eh? It's been a long time since I've spent time with Sayori like this, but in the end she hasn't changed one bit. Nothing but a ball of sunshine, drawing happy vibes from the world around her. It's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. As the years went by, I began to hold myself up more in my room more and more. So going adventuring with Sayori brings about a special sort of feeling I forgot I had in me. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet, and I follow. See what we have in here. Crayons? Sayori pulls out a box full of crayons off the shelf. They're the best brand, too. They're kind of dirty, though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names. Alright, that's one down. Don't get too distracted, we still need to find... Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. At least move aside so I can look for the poster paper. I dropped one by accident. Hiya! Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls to the floor and the crayons spill all over her lap. Ow. You okay? My forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. Geez, Sayori, that's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see. Since Sayori's sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. Just do it for a second. Sayori slowly releases her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark in the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Man, that's gonna swell up. Should find you some ice. Grospitz, where do we even find ice around this time? I guess a cold drink would do. You don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn. Even wincing from the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. What are you saying? I'll be right back, okay? Okay. Put Sayori on the shoulder and run into the hallway. Locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? It doesn't really matter since we'll be using an ice pack rather than a drink. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. Just a moment, I'm already returned to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Sayori, here. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot. Sorry, I forgot. How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head. It stings. Just bear with it, it'll feel better soon. So you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey, Grospitz? This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? What do you mean? You know how we used to play outside all the time? I'd always try to keep up with you? You're kind of oblivious in some ways. Like I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things like you did? But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump. I'd start crying really hard. And you would rush over as quick as you could. You'd try really hard to get me to stop crying. It's almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know? Did I really do that? Yeah, you don't remember? Come to think of it, maybe I do remember a bit. Guess I was always so focused on my games that I didn't pay attention to you. So in a way, it was my fault. Kinda like this time, too. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hit your head. Grospitz, I didn't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years. You're rushing to help me, even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart. So don't call me that. And I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. I guess when it comes to you, it just feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. Guess that's what happens when you've been friends for so long. Really? Maybe you're right. Grospitz. I'm so glad that nothing's changed between us. Do you think it'll be like this forever? Forever? If I'm honest to myself, there's no telling where we'll end up for college or after that, so it wouldn't be fair to make any promises, but... well, I hope so. It's been this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up. I'm so happy. Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her in deep thought like this, it makes me not want to disturb her. I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know? Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way. Not if I hide it under my bangs. Sayori hops to her feet. She clutches her forehead again. Stand up so fast after hurting yourself. Oh. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try to hide the bump, without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back. Good timing, I was just ready to start sharing our poems. Sayori, your forehead. She's fine, don't worry about it. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Well, anyway, were you able to find everything we needed? I have it right. Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all the stuff! Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. Found the poster paper, too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Grosspitz. Well, Sayori... I fail to come up with an excuse for Sayori. I made it an adventure. Yeah, that. Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start on the posters tonight. Me too. Okay, everyone. You ready to share your poems? Let's just grab mine. Make sure the crayon box is closed tightly. I return to my seat. Oh boy, poster time. We'll do the same order as last time, I guess. So start with Monica, and then just work our way up the list. Hi again, Grosspitz. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll start coming up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Alright, it's pretty good. Makes me think of Sayori, like the other one that you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo. That's kind of exaggerating it. Yeah, probably. You do spend a lot of time with her even in the club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy. I'm not shy, it's just... I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone, but Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not, like, unapproachable or anything, am I? No, it's nothing like that. I'm still just getting used to being here, that's all. Yeah, I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that. No, don't worry. I get what you're saying. Well, alright. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Oh. Right away, just at a glance, this one's, it's another intense one. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. What? Save me and load me. What the hell? Oh no. Oh no. I'm starting to see a thing here. Oh no. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like gonna do something when I did that right there. I don't know. Oh no. I know this game has meta elements. Is this gonna be like an Undertale kind of thing? I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil Undertale either. And the off chance that people don't know, but like... We'll just keep going. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It certainly did. It's almost like magic. The way I write the lines really short, it makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Uh-huh. Sometimes asking what the poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression or a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. What? You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? Get out it. No, we're not doing this. What am I even talking about? Haha, that's my advice for today. Oh no, I can... Oh, the gears are starting to turn and I don't like it. I do not like it. Thanks for listening. Oh no. Okay, so we have to test this now, of course. I'm going to pick Yuri, and then Natsuki. And then I'm going to load, and then I'm going to pick Natsuki and then Yuri. Just out of curiosity. Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Grosspitz. Your skills are already improving. I can't remember what I wrote anymore. Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot. It's nothing. I'm just happy to help and inspire my fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so please don't worry much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like tuning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings, and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. Certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it. Of course. This is the poem you wrote for today. Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. There was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a tanuki that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom, the bread my hungry curiosity, the raccoon an urge. Are you gonna... What? Okay. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of a cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. I'd say we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. There's a couple things going on with this. This is tricky, because I don't want to just, like, delve into what the poems possibly are, and all the, like, deep meaning behind it, because I know people hate that, and I kind of hate that too, but at the same time, we'll keep going, I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I Is it, though? I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery, conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. Just wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So sometimes I enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me? Don't you have anything like that, Grosspitz? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes, some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Okay, so we're going to do Natsuki next, and then we're going to load and reverse the order and see if they say anything different, just out of sheer curiosity. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I really can't say it's any better either. Phew. Phew what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take that as a win. I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Aha, glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me and Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But she never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden. Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. Say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggling, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has lots of friends. I always see her talking to people. Everyone talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies, doesn't matter if she keeps it private, it doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross, she's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Okay, I can't, I have so many thoughts about this. This might have been a terrible choice to stream. Not just because it's going to destroy my throat, and I know there's going to be some yabai elements later, but I'm going to like overanalyze this. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday was way too short. I'm just warming up. Hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in the poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. It helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my... That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. Amy is Yuri, by the way. At least that's one of my takeaways from that. There's a couple others too, but I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure, something that you're afraid of if people find out they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? You say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. People should make each other feel feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Baka. Natsuki has trouble finding her words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. She feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure, and Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save, and then we're going to load. Yes. And I'm curious if Natsuki is gonna say anything different. Looks like she's saying the same stuff. Curious if the poem is the same too. Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright. So nothing different there. So the Monica's save and load thing, I suppose it's not counting that as a choice who you show the poem to. So we'll figure out as we go. What up, girl? Graspits, I really love your poems. Can't believe you've been hiding these from me. Yeah, I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one too. You can tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so... Eh? No way! Not even Natsuki? Well, I guess Natsuki is the least likely to admit how much she likes something. But I don't think that's it. What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Eh? What? Stop thinking weird things, idiot. It just means that you're a really expressive person, I guess. Am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? Do you somehow make everything in your life an adventure? Even the little things. Like cooking. Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can feel through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time. Eh? I don't know if I understand. You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you, Sayori? I pat Sayori's head. Hey! I'm not a kid, you know. You sure about that? Maybe... Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands. Hey, Grospitz, will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it. Huh? Why? Because... Well, it's the first time you've written something for me. Sorry, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home. Really? Aha! I broke my pencil. Sorry hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped. Being inattentive of her surroundings, she bumps right into me. Sorry. It's fine. I'll get it for you. Bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sorry clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking. I'm a little clumsy today. Haha. Let's sit down, Sayori. Yeah. Grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that, but it's not as good as yours. Geez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. I put the bottle on the shelf with all other kinds of bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends, each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way, down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams, friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through the locked front door. Finally, all alone, I open up and in come my friends. And they come in such a hurry, don't they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them off from shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile beneath my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. It's supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. This is going somewhere, isn't it? Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. I didn't tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever. Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, like how to save my game. I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. Gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? Hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of being obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Wonder if this will be one of those things. Seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? Something extra planned for today, so if everyone could come and sit at the front of the room. It's about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's like we could put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We don't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori's been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah, we're going to have a little poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting all in the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You don't already start putting these posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys? No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. I'm so sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event, put on a good performance, we'll inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. It's those reasons we're all in this club today. Do you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all that takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes reciting a poem, then know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. Guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. Least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but... Looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. Guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright! Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. Aha! That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. It'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monica? This is too sudden. If you can't recite your poems in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course! Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. Let me pause and take a drink. She then stands behind the podium. Title of this poem is... excuse me. Title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Something she's done before, she's simply a natural. I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica! Aha, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. Ooh, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called? Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri! It's called Afterimage of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just moments ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happened with Yuri when she gets absorbed in her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed in her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she so deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her. We were so caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. It's like Yuri's down for the count. Okay, guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try to think about it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror, in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. This poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this poem on paper, I probably wouldn't think too much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even Grasspits like it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? Came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. It might be better than other poems. Wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours with that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. I might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. That's, well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. Don't have that much more time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Grasspits. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Grasspits lower everyone's standards a little bit before I have to do it. Natsuki. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. It's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. Just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writings, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm really not as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it too much. I think it's less about your abilities, more about your lack of confidence in your writing. It's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. This poem is called? It's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem's called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. She starts reciting the poem. Her sour attitude disappears a little. She's still a little unenthused. Her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when it's spoken aloud. Words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Suke finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, at least you feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people. I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. Put on whatever face I want for other people. When it's just my friends. It's just embarrassing. That is totally true, by the way. Performing in front of people you know is, in a lot of ways, worse than performing for a random audience. And people who are like bad at public speaking and performance and things like that, they don't get you might not get that because you're like, just any performance is terrible. It's different for your friends because there's always a fear in the back of your mind that they know you best. And so you're kind of afraid that if they're holding off any criticism or if they are being super nice, it's just because they know you, you know? It's hard to explain, but she's totally right. This is coming from the lead singer of a glam rock band. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. That's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much trouble to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'm making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, should probably find some other poems to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'd be pleasantly surprised what you're putting in all this effort for the club. Makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival's coming out. Let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. Let's save the game again. Let's save for both. I don't know. It's really been working out nice so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we're finished planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. Can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. Stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. It's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Oh, I read that as her. My bad. Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Grosspitz, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. It's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. Today, Sayori's being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. Sorry, I'm spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... Sayori fumbles with her words. Let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? Kind of putting me on the spot here. Well... I could... Both of us, we could do the nice thing and walk Yuri home, and then walk home together because we're neighbors. You know? I don't... Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri? Eh? But she's so beautiful and smart. Jeez. I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I just wouldn't ruin that for you. So silly, Grosspitz. Think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so... Sorry, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, what's the point in speculating something that's never going to happen? I hate my character in this. Oh my god, do I hate my character in this. Conversation trails off. Kind of weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. But I kind of want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival's only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Unrequited waterfall. Beauty. Fantasy. Anime. Marriage. Time. I really want to see what my poems are actually turning out as, because there's like... I'm just picking nouns. Does he just turn in a list of 20 nouns? He's like, alright, here it is. That sucks. Anyway. Music? Infinite. Tenacious. Romance. Passion. Starscape. I wonder, actually, as far as who she mentioned walking home with, would Natsuki have been the choice if I had had her as my second choice with all these? Because so far my word choices have been Sayori first and foremost, and Yuri second, I feel like, and then Natsuki's distant third. That's interesting. I suspect this is a game that, to get everything out of it, you'll have to play multiple times. I'm only going to do it once on stream. I'm only going to play through it once on stream. And even that, I don't know how long I'm going to play through this on stream. If this is going to be one and done, like up until the big twist, or we'll see. Anyway, wonderful. Treasure. Some of the words here just they have me a little worried about what is going to be happening. That was like all Sayori that time. Oh man. I'm the last one here again. Let's save the game, actually. Don't worry, I just walked in too. You practicing are you practicing piano again? Yeah, haha. Must have a lot of determination. Starting this club, now picking up piano? Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. Wait a minute. I just realized I'm gonna keep this thought to myself. All the music in the game is piano music. That was my thought there. That's weird. Was it like that before? Not the music. I'm noticing other little things here. Never mind. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Eh? Weren't you complaining about it yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part in the festival, but it's a whole day of school where you get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. It sounded a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. That was my comment. The buttons of her blouse are slightly unhinged underneath the ribbon, just like Sayori's are, and I don't know if they were like that before or not. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Ah, takoyaki. Squid? It's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. You saying you don't like squid? You, of all people. I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean, you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. Ah, that's clever. Eh? It's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Eh? Never mind. That's clever. Okay, that's clever. Let's just focus on our own event bro now, okay? Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyways. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at the desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. Wave my hands in front of her face. Eh? spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Huh? Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Just feels like you're a little off. I'm sorry for assuming things. Geez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sorry shows a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright. If you say so. I worriedly glanced at Sayori before I'm gonna mute for a second, take a drink, and move around. What way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into it, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there's something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Grosspitz. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She always talked to me about things that bothered her, but this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. Just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me, too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. You sure about that? She seems to want to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with a person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Grosspitz. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? God, you're dense. Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sari talks about you more than anything else, you know? She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. I know it's a joke that guys, like, can't get signs in, you know, when women are, like, giving off clear signs in a relationship. But, like, damn, dude, come on. Maybe that's kind of the point. It's going for, like, the awkward anime manga protagonist, but at a certain point it's just kind of painful, you know? Not that I'm like a social mastermind or anything, but like, come on. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sari's always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it's always been. You're so funny, Grosspitz. You thought that maybe you've always seen her so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you. I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean jump to conclusions. You should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now. Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. Watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. She's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. And I Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else. It's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting her weigh me down this much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. There's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Okay, everyone! Some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything's back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. Eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. What was she talking about, Sayori? We're gonna save right here. Share our poems again! Oh boy. My throat is starting to hurt. Let's change up the order. Natsuki first. This one's alright. Alright? Well, yeah. About as good as yesterday's anyways. I see what you're going for, but it's just not really my style. I mean, that's fine. Mostly just glad that you're trying a little bit. Of course I'm at least trying. Why are you so emotionally invested in my poems anyways? Is that more of a compliment to me? No, gross. It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking off. Really? What if you just ended up scaring me anyway? It's not like you would actually do that. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of fun hanging out here, even if I have to put up with you. Yeah. Suke's elbow connects with my stomach. Oh? Maybe I won't mind scaring you away after all. I was just joking. Oh, I know. Don't worry, I was too. Ha ha ha. The hell do you call that a joke? It seriously hurt. Maybe it was funny to her. Guess that's kind of the point. I should just watch my mouth around Natsuki. Anyway, Natsuki holds out her poem to me like nothing ever happened. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminished your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way that you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand. Bathe in sunbeams and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea, and let me see your shine. Leave your memories in a footprint trail, set you free in my windy sail, and remember the reason you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me be by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to write a nice message for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. Kind of hard to write about anything negative about the beach. Oh, I beg to differ. So you decided to write about the beach first and then came up with a message later. Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we kind of wrote about the same thing. Just want to pick a topic that have both of us write about it or whatever. You can really see her doing that too. Making us write about a simple topic, then trying to impress me by coming up with something fancy. Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too. There's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice. To Yuri next, since they're kind of connected. Well done, Grospitz. You've definitely improved your writing over the course of these few days. Has my advice been helpful to you? What is my writing? Why can't I ever see it? Yeah, definitely. I'm glad. Sharing our writing like this, it's a lot more fun and rewarding than I anticipated. I need to remember to thank Monica. I think we all felt a little awkward at first, but now it seems like everyone is enjoying sharing their writing and seeing what others think. I guess I can't really disagree. I was afraid this whole thing would be a chore. It's a great way for me to spend some personal time with all the girls in the club. It's been fun getting to know everyone and their writing. I guess doing some writing for myself. Well, have you learned anything about yourself, Grospitz? Well, you know how I like to say that writing is a very personal way to get in touch with yourself. In the end, it doesn't matter if you're a good writer or a bad writer. Even my opinions are just opinions, you know? As always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself. That's comforting. I'm kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another. Eh? Why me? Well, you're always so sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share. Is that so? Yuri thinks for a good minute. That must be terrible. Eh? I mean, I've become someone whose opinion is fearsome. How unlikable of me. Yes, very fearsome. Yuri, it's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. Just meant that I respect your opinion. I see. I'm sorry that I always overthink and come to these sorts of conclusions. I'm just a little too used to it. Overthinking. Being disliked. Yuri. What am I saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on. Alright, do you want to share your poem now? Okay, here. Beach. A marvel, millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. Under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss, but beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where sand is wet, but where sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in, or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same. It's still we build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles. My toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I bend in my peace to a road at the shore. Drift forward, and I return to earth evermore. Wow, okay. I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it. Yeah, Natsuki already told me about it. She did? She didn't say anything weird, did she? She just wanted us to write about the same topic again. Suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles or thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise she wanted to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing style. Just went with her request. But I suppose it's not so bad to write about something so simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to call my thoughts once in a while. Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing. We're gonna save Monica for last. It's your best one so far. It's really nice, Grospitz. Thanks. Sorry, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything alright? Of course. Everything's fine. Maybe I'm just a little tired today. Do you want a nap or something? No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face. Well, alright. Hey, Grospitz. I'm still a little surprised. I thought you would try writing your poems like the way Yuri does, or even Natsuki. But in the end, yeah? I guess you're the one who likes this the most. Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else? Wait, of course I do. That doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you have to sometimes put up with me. I have to sometimes put up with you. We have a wavelength or something. It's how the poem came out. Sometimes it feels like you're the only exciting thing in my life. Sometimes it feels it's just easier to write when thinking about you. Sayori? No. Aww. Grospitz, I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this? Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden. If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier. Sayori? I glance around the room to make sure nobody else has noticed this. This is going somewhere, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna keep going. Sayori! I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head. She snivels and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile. It's nothing, Grospitz. I'm just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Sayori. Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. We're gonna save, Hi, Grospitz. Have you thought about what makes you want to submit to perform, or what? I just can't, oh my god. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people? I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. Whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. But also make me happy to see, haha. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. Let Monica take a look at the poem I'm holding in my hands. Aha, it's kind of funny. Oh, so? No, not the poem. I mean, it's funny how your poems and Sayori's poems have been getting more and more similar to each other's each day. Surprised you're so in sync with her. Then again, you've been spending lots of time together lately, haven't you? I guess you could say that. Although we kind of grew up as best friends, I haven't been seeing as much of her this past year. Since I joined the club, we've been spending a lot of time together. I see. That reminds me. About how Sayori's been a little off today. Yeah, did she tell you something? Well... Grospitz, you haven't been flirting with her, have you? Of course not. I've been treating her like I always do. Alright, just making sure. I know how much you care about her. It'd be terrible if something bad were to happen to her, so keep an eye on her. Sayori's been acting so much happier since she joined the club. What could have happened all of a sudden? Well, never mind. It really isn't time to be talking about this. Anyway, share my poem with you now, alright? Alright. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer. all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall and fall and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I'm thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. There's things happening here. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sort of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we all had answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone. You mean one-dimensional? Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. Find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out? Hold on a second. It's just me or just say something strange just now. Eh? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. Deviated from usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Ooh. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. Yeah. In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing that's different is Sayori isn't here. It seems you're right. Sorry, it always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to, anyway? She just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on. She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? She's alright. Seriously? Of all the times I not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well. So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No. First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Oh? Curious expression coming from Yuri, of all people. Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything's fine. What did she say? Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so decide what everyone will be doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. That's right, Natsuki will be making cupcakes. We did a lot of them in different flavors. Can handle all that by yourself, Natsuki. Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'll be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Soria will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can, guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No, not it at all. Most talented person here, you know. Now, Natsuki is pounding too. She's like... Excuse me. Geez, even I can tell now. So I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around. That may be the case. But if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? You should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Mine's already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, just leaves you, Grospitz. The one who's truly useless. Don't say that. In fact, Both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. Probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You can always help me out as well. We'd be really appreciative of that. That's... Well, I was suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members. How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give you. It's like Monika's going to give me a choice and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki mentioned you'd like to handle baking on your own. Grassbits may not even like to be around you if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? This is more like you're just making excuses for Grassbits to... What are you saying? It'll be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Grassbits to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten to spend time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said, I'm surprised as well. Sorry. Just saying though. Jeez. Just settle this already? Yeah. Grassbits, you're okay with this, alright? In the end, it's up to you. I'm gonna save here. Of course. Very well. In that case... Actually, we'll save right here. This is a major choice, I suspect. I mean, it's gonna be anyone, then I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors, but Monika said that Sayori was helping her. Jeez, do you really hate us that much? No. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be difficult. Just think of the club, okay? Guess she'd probably be helping Monika. Yeah, you picked me. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Monika, you're the one that needs the least help out of all of us. But I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but we already have Sayori as well. But Grassbits was the one who... that doesn't matter. You're the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president, Monika. You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club. Monika, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives. Excuse me? Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made in such a big deal in the first place. That's completely false, Monika. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do too, you know. Do as good a job if you make us work alone. Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monika. We want our event to succeed, and then we have to appropriately distribute our resources. So you can do the right thing, President? Okay, I get it. Sigh. Technically the most logical for Grassbits to help one of you two, so guess that's what we'll do. The real choice. I'm losing my voice here. Like, full stop. Give me 1 second. Yeah, realistically, I don't know how much longer I can go with this, just out of concern for my throat. Well, it'll probably be most helpful helping out Yuri. Me? You serious? Why would you? Natsuki, I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No, it's just saying, to be helping Yuri then, Grassbits. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things. I think your assistance will be very useful. It's great to hear. Natsuki, you'll be able to handle the baking by yourself. I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine. Okay. Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour. So is that everything we need to go over? Yeah, that should be about it. You guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. Do you feel the same way, Grassbits? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. It's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki? What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, it's not what I meant at all. Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Grassbits picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea. And nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so... I get it. Kind of surprised, though. Why? Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden. I know I'm not very good at it. Sorry if I said something bad. Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are completely taken aback by Yuri's words. She's already had trouble with words. Trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her comfort zone. But I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work out perfectly, I could tell she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this, because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feels good about themselves. No, I kind of appreciated it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing, but I'm gonna say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event. I believe you. Yeah, I hope to see everyone do their best, but with that, nothing more for today, so I guess it's time for us to head out. Alright, let's get out of here then. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Natsuki out of the door as they chat between each other. Eh? I turn around. Sorry, I realized that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend. Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number? I think that would be the best way, yes. Alright then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. Okay. And I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Eh? My house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. Just thought I'd be the one going to your house instead of the one helping you. I suppose that makes sense, but if you don't mind. I think I'd prefer going to your house. Alright. In that case, won't be a problem. Decide not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter much either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room's clean. I managed to make myself useful in some way. Not nearly as creative as you. Don't underestimate yourself, Grospitz. I think that will make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something. Wait, you don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason you might have chosen me. Because baking's it's straight up, it's pretty much a one-man thing. You just make a whole mess of batter in like one go, and then you just toss things in the oven and you wait. You don't need too many other people for that. And like once the first batch is done and you're icing them, and you ice them while you're waiting for the next batch, that's like really just a one-man job. Whereas this, I don't know, it seems like I might be more help. I don't know. That's just, I thought about it logically. Should I have not have done that? Forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do. But... Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to the point where you're overthinking, right? Eh? I didn't realize that... I'm telling you I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. Looks straight into my eyes for a long while. I believe you. As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression. I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. I can't believe this. Yuri's going to be coming to my house on Sunday? Even though I'd prefer to do this with Sayori, my anxiety still shoots through the roof. I've got pretty used to handling her at this point. Who knows what end up happening when we're outside of school. She told me she was looking forward to it. I shake my head. But I feel nervous when Sayori finds out about this. It's not like we feel that way about each other. Besides, like Monica said, this is about the club. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. Oh no, I 100% see what's going to happen. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, just stick with it. Stick with it. Oh no. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. Telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert, and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've even been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. Let's see. Save over that one. I'm debating ending here, I guess it's sort of a natural break point. I suspect there's going to be an even bigger break point coming up. But I am honestly losing my voice. Because I've been talking pretty much nonstop for 2.5 hours at this point. Talking quickly, too. So yeah, I hate to do this, but I think we're gonna end it here. And we will be streaming this at least one more time, because I want to get to the twist of this game. So far, this has just been a cute visual novel. Let me actually switch over to the outro. Where's the turn that off? So yeah, so far this has been a cute little visual novel for the most part. There is some murmurs in the background though as to what's actually going on here. And we're gonna push through it. We're gonna see it. We want to see. I suspect I know what the twist is going to be. I'm curious to see how it handles it. And we'll go from there. So we will be doing this at least one more time. Yeah, I don't want to say too much more about it. Again, I don't know what's going to happen or what it's going to do. Like I said, I know it's a meta game and I know it's a horror game at some point. I don't know how it gets to that point. But I suspect I do, based on what we've seen so far. But yeah. So anyway, this is so tricky because I don't want to like say what my theory is and then look like a fool when I'm wrong or something. So again, we're just gonna go for it next time though. So anyway, enough of my rambling for 2.5 hours. As always, whether you were here live or watched this VOD, we do appreciate it and we hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, have a good one. I'm going to be taking the weekend off because we have at least 4 streams next week, and my throat needs some time to rest. I already have the next couple weeks planned, actually, in terms of content. There's some good stuff coming up, including more of this and Ori and Yakuza. We will get back to Yakuza. Initially, I was going to do that on Saturday, tomorrow, but after this, and because I had to do 3 days in a row because Tuesday didn't work, never mind on that. It's not on the schedule. It's going to be a gorilla thing. But yeah, so we'll do that later. But yeah, until then, have a good one.